Hey guys, welcome to the week 12 video lesson for Group Piano 2. We're going to go ahead and jump right in this week with the scale portion of your assignment. So flipping back to last week's unit, we're going to be going over the G sharp minor and B flat minor scales and arpeggios. So we're just going to be going over each of these. Definitely pay attention to your key signatures. G sharp minor is a little bit tricky because we've got that F double sharp. So you're just thinking about that's going to be F double sharp is just G, right? It's just one whole step up. So you can also think of G sharp minor as A flat minor. Just kind of depends on what makes the most sense to you, what seems the easiest to you. And then we also will do B flat minor. So just like all the previous ones, little disclaimer, I think it's easier to start on, whenever they have like 3-4-1, I think it's easier to do 2-3. Same thing with the arpeggios. They have you starting on 4. I think it's easier to start on 2. And you can kind of see why they do that. They're trying to just be consistent, like imagining you were coming from doing an octave before then. Those would be the fingers that you would use. But to me, it's easier to just start on fingers that are closer, but you can do whatever works for you. So let's go ahead and give the G sharp minor scales a try. So starting with the right hand, and I'll call it the finger numbers. And you can start on 2 or 3. I'm just going to call it the ones that I'm using. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 double sharp 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 double sharp 3, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2 or 4, 3 doesn't matter. Left hand. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1 double sharp. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1 double sharp. 3 or 2 doesn't matter. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1 double sharp. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Arpeggio. Again, I'm going to start on 2, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2. Left hand. 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Here is B flat minor. So again, I'm just going to start on 2 instead of 4. Here we go with the right hand. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 natural 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2 or 4 doesn't matter. Left hand. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then the arpeggio. This one, the fingering that they have is perfect. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Left hand. 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2 or 3. I lied. That one you can change. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So those are the 2 scales. Again, these are getting a little bit trickier. However, if you have really learned the rules behind how we do the scale patterns, if you have kind of figured out, okay, this is the groups that I put when I have this many groups of black keys and white keys, there is a logic to it, there is a simplicity to it, and really, this fingering is the easiest way to do these scales. It's the easiest one. And if you also really know your key signatures, these are going to be really simple. So definitely put in that time to just make sure that you are understanding how the scale fingerings work and that you're understanding how the keys work. And if you do that, it's really going to make a huge difference and make it significantly easier. So now we will jump over to Unit 23, which is our unit for this coming week. So they go over all the seventh chords. We did that last time because we have the 5 types of seventh chords assignment. So if you need to just do this as a little bit of review, go for it, and kind of go through, again, exactly how we build each triad. So the major seventh chord, major triad, major seventh. The dominant seventh is major triad, minor seventh. The minor seventh is a minor triad, minor seventh. The half diminished is a diminished triad, minor seventh, and the fully diminished is diminished triad, diminished seventh. So we're going to go ahead and do that same 5 types of seventh chords activity in the keys of F, G, and A. So again, I'm just going to call out the triads as we go, starting on our F. So remember that we're going to do major triad, major seventh first. Don't fall into the trap of accidentally doing a dominant seventh first, okay? Here we go, starting in F. Major triad, major seventh, blocked chord. Major triad, minor seventh, blocked chord. 3 comes down, minor triad, minor seventh. 5 comes down, diminished triad, minor seventh, diminished triad, minor seventh. Diminished triad, diminished seventh. Alright, and then I'm going to stop trying to talk so much while I'm doing these. So here's G, starting with, again, the major. That's going to mean we're going to have F sharp on top. Major triad, major seventh. Minor triad, minor seventh. Major triad, minor. I'm just starting over. I don't even know. It's very late, and the words that are coming out of my mouth, I'm not even sure what they are. Let's start over with G. Major triad, major seventh. Major triad, minor seventh. Minor triad, minor seventh. Diminished triad, minor seventh. Diminished triad, diminished seventh. Okay, there we go. Now A major, again, starting on G sharp is going to be the top note of that first chord. Major triad, major seventh. Major triad, minor seventh. Minor triad, minor seventh. Diminished triad, minor seventh. Diminished triad, diminished seventh. And there we go. Okay, so hopefully any of the words I said were at least partially helpful or made some type of sense. So we'll go ahead and turn the page and move on to what we have coming next. So there are showing the inversions of the seventh chords over here. So again, instead of having just 2 inversions, we can have 3 inversions because we have 4 notes. So we have our root position. First inversion, the root comes to the top. Now, one thing to note, if you look at, so basically they're showing how to do that G inversion pattern in number 1 and 2 at the top of the page, 288. Then if you go down, 3 and 4 are showing, sometimes in seventh chords we can leave out 1 note. The most common one to leave out is the 5th. And these are very common figures that we see in our music. This root position, this inversion, this is the one that's in the chord progression. And this one right here where we have the notes kind of in a cluster. And then we could also leave out the 3rd if we wanted to, and maybe if we had the 3rd in the melody, you know, we could do something like that. So go ahead and try through those examples, also using the D7 and C7 chords. Again, these are very functional for the pieces that we're going to be working on. Again, look over at the reading exercises. Right out of the bat, we have that open position where we leave out the 5th. So these are very functional to practice, so I would definitely go through those. So for your assignment, you're going to pick one of the 2 reading exercises over here on page 289. So I'll just go ahead and play through each of these. Careful for the F sharps in this one. So, contemplative rendition of Yankee Doodle. All right, okay. And then we have number 2. So you can use Broadway musical interlude version of Yankee Doodle or Misterioso down here. So then we have the solo rep next. So again, this collection of these units, these next couple of units, the solo reps are a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more of showpieces, getting into some more contemporary styles now that we have these 7th chords. So we have Full Moon Rising here, which is a really pretty one. With this one, it's really important to pay attention to that left hand figure, because it really is super repetitive. And so if you get that figure down in all of those different starting positions, it makes it really easy. And then you definitely want to pay attention to the finger numbers in the melody. So I'll go ahead and play this one through. This one is one of my very favorites. I played a Dennis Alexander piece for one of my very first recitals that I ever played when I was a little girl. So I've always had a fondness for his compositions, but they really are. They're very appealing. And I would say that I think that this one, if you play this really expressively, it sounds much more impressive than it is. And it's a really easy one to play beautifully. So I love this one. I would totally recommend that you give this one a try. So now we have over here some harmonizations. We have 3 regular harmonizations and then a harmonization with 2-hand accompaniment. So you'll choose one of the 3 harmonizations. No transposition this week. Since we're just getting into these 7th chords, this is a little bit more complicated. You do not need to worry about transposing for this one. What you do need to worry about is making sure that you are getting the quality of the 7th chords correctly. So if it says a major 7th chord, think about what that means. Major triad, major 7th. If it says minor 7th chord, that needs to be a minor triad, minor 7th, etc. So really pay attention. It's wrong if it says to do an A dominant 7th chord and you do an A major 7th chord. That's not right. So you need to make sure that you're paying attention to the quality of the 7th chord. And that's why we're going through and doing those 5 types of 7th chords activities, is to make sure that you feel really comfortable with that. So let's go ahead and give this first one right here a try. Because other than that A major 7th chord, it's all white keys, and we notice that the chords are really just moving down by step. This is very traditional kind of jazz. We call this planing, where you're just going, stepwise with the chords. But this one is really pretty. So now we have number 2, the B flat in B flat. So careful for E flats and B flats in this one.